Over the decades, Jim Carrey has played so many different characters. A lot of them he made his own with his unique expression and varied use of body language, to the point where most of them are completely unique despite being generally the same Jim Carrey we all know and love. Hey everyone, welcome to 90s Nostalgia. Today, we'll be counting down the top 10 Jim Carrey characters primarily portrayed throughout the 90s, with one or two extras here and there. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to 90s Nostalgia, and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of our countdowns regarding everything 90s. Alrighty then, let's get started. Number 10. FLETCHER REEDE, Liar Liar. Imagine being cursed with the disability to lie. FLETCHER is a man who shares a lot of Jim Carrey's personality traits, except he can't sugarcoat anything he says, being cursed to tell nothing but the truth, no matter how hard he tries otherwise.
The color of the pen that I hold in my hand is royal blue!
Being used to constantly lying his way out of everything, this is no doubt a huge obstacle for FLETCHER, but as he soon finds out, the truth will set you free.
And the truth shall set you free!
Number 9. Grinch, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Sure, Jim can be hilarious, but he can also be super mean too. He's the only actor to ever play as the Grinch so far, and it's probably why this is the version of the Grinch we always remember when it comes to live action. Jim Carrey did a phenomenal job capturing the serious and lone wolf nature of the Grinch, as well as his hilariously mean side, giving his screen time so much to look forward to. Number 8. VERA de MILO, in Living Color. Who's ready for a workout? Well, if you're looking for a way to become a better you in the most absurd way possible, you've come to the right place. VERA de MILO hosts a personal training program showing you very wrong ways to improve your body in as little time as possible. You might have expected a sweet trainer's voice at first glance, but think again, as this is Jim Carrey we're talking about.
Alrighty! That's the spirit! Show those memories no mercy!
Number 7. LLOYD Christmas, Dumb and Dumber. Jim does a great job at acting, and sometimes it feels like a lot of his characters are just varying facets of his own personality. We sometimes wonder if he put a piece of himself when it came to Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber. The entire experience just has us pitying Jim's character, as his lack of moral understanding can put him in some really bad situations. He did a great job with this character, and he surely made it believable enough to have us feel so much sympathy for Lloyd overall.
Oh! Well, pardon me, Mr. Perfect!
Number 6. STANLEY IPKISS, The Mask. By day, he's an average guy with not much to keep anyone interested, but by night, he wears the mask. Jim Carrey as The Mask was one of his shining performances when his career was at an all-time high. The Mask brought out all of Jim Carrey's crazy antics and multiplied them by 100, giving us extra wacky, extra expressive, and extra hilarious Jim Carrey goodness, all in the form of over-the-top cartoon behavior and violence. A literal treasure to many who viewed it, The Mask will always be remembered in Jim Carrey's highlights.
Look, Ma! I'm roadkill!
Number 5. Truman BURBANK, The Truman Show. Usually, Jim Carrey plays the role of an over-the-top hilarious character or someone so oblivious to what people should act like in social situations. But in this film, he plays a very serious role when the comedy begins to step aside for a bit. Truman realizes he's in a production set that's bigger than his understanding of the world he's come to know his whole life, only to be constantly held back from discovering what's actually going on in the background. Jim Carrey does an excellent job portraying a normal character slowly losing his sanity.
No, get down!
He won't hurt you.
Get down! Yeah, I know. It's just me.
Number 4. Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. Alrighty then, let's get the big one out of the way a bit sooner than expected. Yes, Ace Ventura is definitely one of Jim Carrey's most famous performances, but this is only one of many in terms of his overall highlights in acting. However, there is no doubt that Ace Ventura captures just about every single thing that we love about Jim Carrey, almost as if this is what Jim Carrey would be like most if he had the option.
Wiggles, rewind.
Number 3. Dr. Robotnik, Sonic the Hedgehog. Okay, we know this role was played very recently, and we usually like to stick to the 90s when we go through these, but this one is worth talking about. It's more like the 90s version of Jim Carrey makes a comeback in modern day with this film, playing the role of a mad scientist who's narcissistic and hilariously psychotic, as he's a mad genius seeking to steal Sonic's otherworldly power. He does a great job capturing Robotnik's insanity, most even saying Jim Carrey's performance was what saved the film from the get-go. Number 2. Fire Marshal Bill, in living color. Alright, let me show you something. First, you have a weird safety instructor, then you let him present improbable safety hazards in unlikely scenarios, and you have Fire Marshal Bill, always finding ways to get everyone, including himself, completely hurt. It's a crazy ride from start to finish, and definitely a strong recommendation from us, considering we really love how bizarre each episode gets at the end with such unpredictability and so much chaos happening at once.
Let's talk about CPR. Drop and roll! Your hands on fire! So it is!
Number 1. Bruce Nolan, Bruce Almighty. Imagine being a normal, boring person, but then you're granted godlike powers, only to use them however you like for any generous or selfish purpose. Bruce really brings our imaginations to life, and it makes a lot of us want powers just to do the same things Jim Carrey did on screen. It goes without saying that Bruce Nolan is by far one of the best Jim Carrey performances to date, completely capturing his best acting and in-depth characterization as he's performing.
And he saw that it was good.
Jeez, this guy really gave a ton of great characters such distinct identities. But what do you think? Did you enjoy our list? Which Jim Carrey character did you enjoy most? Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe to 90s Nostalgia so you can keep up with our wide array of countdowns regarding everything 90s. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you all next time.